And then Jesus came down and blessed my GT3 RS. Today is the grand reveal of doing what Porsche could not do for the last 10 freaking years on their GT3 RS. I hope you're ready for this because we have entirely transformed the new GT3 RS into what it should have looked like from the factory. You ready for this? Welcome back to Exotic Car Hacks, and today we are looking at my GT3 RS. If you've been following the channel, you know how much I hate this car. I hated every part of it, from the stupid driving at low RPMs to the incredible plasticky parts all over it, and to the fact that every time you put an exhaust on it, you ended up getting a check engine line for either the valves or O2 sensors. So I have done the unthinkable and completely revamped the car from top to bottom, and I'm about to show you what was done so that if you own a GT3 RS, you can actually enjoy your car and not have to deal what Porsche did to screw their customers. So we're going to take a very close look at my new GT3 RS now that it's completely done, and you're about to understand everything that has been switched. A big shout out before to Will's Boutique for their help in bringing this project to life. This was a very detail-oriented project, and we really needed all the support we could get. They really stepped up and helped us out, and here we are with the final product. The car is Arctic Gray. If you follow the channel, you already know my review of it, but here is the best part. It now finally looks proper, sound proper, and delivers on the promise that Porsche couldn't deliver on. So what do we do to the front first off? A lot of people will tell you all the plastic needs to be replaced with carbon. I was in disagreement because you see, when you get a car like this and you spend 330K on a sticker and then adjust the market value of another 150K to buy, here is what you have to realize. The first thing you want is to retain the value so you can obviously not lose 50, 60 grand, and adding an additional 50 grand of carbon that is non-factory would not, unfortunately, have enhanced the value to that point where someone would pay. Now, it doesn't mean they wouldn't pay. I just don't know that it would pay the full dollar amount, making the car well over 500 grand. So I don't know that that made sense, which is why I took a different approach. Now, one of the things you understand is that through the Porsche special program, you're able to actually get some of these body parts color matched. Except the problem is, most cars that would go through that program would have to be PTS, and most of us can't even get a PTS car even if we wanted to. So it would end that, or it would make it impossible to get CXX options. So the point is, most of us are stuck with what's on the market, even if we have good relationship support. What we did to this car right away from the front is we decided to color match the front bumper to give it a touring look. And we decided, instead of making this black, we would color match that as well for one reason. I wanted the body kit of the RS to basically be color matched to give it a much wider feeling. And this is what we've achieved now by doing that. But I would tell you, the front, very impactful, and we left some plastic here because it wasn't necessary to tone, just like there's some plastic around the grille. The main thing though was to get the front to basically look like a car and not look like a plastic piece of shit. Then what we did, which I thought was really important, we wanted to retain on the hood get rid of this gigantic plastic in the middle of this carbon hood, which was hideous, but I wanted to retain the contrast of having basically vents, a vent here, and this. So I decided to make this little piece here like body color, but leave these gloss black. Now, the reason I wanted to do these gloss blacks, so I took them from the matte plastic to gloss black, was because I didn't want these to get body colored on the side. They either had to be carbon or would match the gloss black, leaving kind of the top of the car, the middle of the car in gloss black, the top in carbon, and the bottom in body color. So we followed to the skirt that we also went ahead and converted from plastic to body color. The scoops here on the side that we turned from plastic to beautiful gloss black. Also a great look. Gray matching gives the car a very wide stance, and then we carry this to some important parts. Right here, we painted these from the plastic to the body color. Big difference. But we also carry this to the back. And that's the most important part, because if you look here, all of this bumper piece right here, all the way to the end, all of this would have been black. And we turned all that plastic basically into body color and then carried it on all the way over here, not only having a beautiful IP titanium tip exhaust with headers, 200 cell cats, etc., but we now have not only a good sounding car, a complete car, and we left some plastic because there's plastic here and there's plastic here because that wasn't worth disassembling and painting, and it gives the car that track focus without taking away the design. And something else, we did the seat inserts because Porsche interiors are not complete garbage, and we did these beautiful seat inserts from P1, and of course had the cage added from BBI Auto and matched that red to the exact red of these Y-Sock wheels, which are flawless on the car, flawless offset, flawless car. And now we have not only a very loaded, huge MSRP GT3 RS, but finally looks good, finally drives good, and finally looks like a car where we don't have to compromise. So Porsche, you're very welcome. And every other GT3 RS owner on the planet that's been sitting there telling me, why do you bitch about the car if you didn't know it's plastic? Boom, it's been done. You can go learn how to do this to your car so it actually looks like a proper car. It now makes sense for this to stay here in the collection, but let's face it, I've gone through so much shit to try to get this car to look like this that I don't know that I'm ever gonna truly enjoy it and not think of all the bullshit it put me through to get it here. So do I think the GT3 RS is worth 500 grand? The answer to that is absolutely not, but at least it now looks like it. It looks great, it's beautiful, and I think this has now become one of the best looking cars on the market, period, because of these tweaks giving it that real look. It wasn't that hard to do this. It really wasn't. And it should be offered from the factory, and it looks 10 times better in so many ways than anything that's been out there and been done. So there you have it. This is the way GT3 RS should have come from the factory. Hopefully you guys learned something new and ultimately are now able to also do the same. If you've ever considered this car, leave me in the comments your thoughts. What do you think of the car now? I would love to know if you feel like this has truly made a difference or not. And of course, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for real car reviews and a real way to talk about cars where we're not bought by any manufacturer. I pay all my money myself, buy all these things, and that is the key reason why, no matter what, I will always tell you the truth. So make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you also follow the links so you can learn how to car hack. And even if you don't like a car, you don't have to lose money and ultimately move on to the next one. So this one's done, on to the next one.